Yeah, here we are. This is the Grobbulus story hour for Wrath. I leveled Kukos and made a bunch of videos. That's how it all started. Hit 60. I had to step away from the game immediately after hitting 60. In particular, at that time, I was actually fencing really well. I finally got back onto Kukos, and it had been, I don't know, 8 months or 9 months, right? Maybe more. Leading into phase 5, and finally Kukos was like building his way into the raiding scene, and I had to work my way up again. I had to find a guild, and it was ridiculous. Like, I jumped into a ZG which had Scarm in it. And you might remember Scarm. Oh boy, what a controversy that was. Like, leading into vanilla, he had so much good material, and then the controversy bandwagon just went whoop. Finally, Kukos started to work his way out of that amateur area, sort of like, I'm breaking into this, into actually raiding with proper guilds. And the first proper guild was Serenity, which almost immediately fell apart afterward. They helped me gear up in AQ40, and then Nax dropped, and we went into Nax. There was a bit of issue with the GM not being around and such, and then they were like, fuck it, it's too much work. Guild splintered, and then ended up getting picked up by Victus, which was an interesting experience. And I actually look back on it fondly, but there were just a lot of raid nights where I was like, man, this is grinding me, you know. Nonetheless, I appreciated the time, and I appreciated all the people. It was cool. And made it to KT, finished KT, and then just GDKP'd the entire time. And that's really when it started to take off. And just constantly doing ZG, AQ20, and BWL GDKPs, Molten Cores as well. Did a lot of them. And I would say that BWL was the best. I mean, we really knocked those out. We were quick. We had good crews. We got in there, got out. We made some good money in there. And what I discovered, especially looking back retroactively after BC, was that having the GDKP system with so much demand for the game and so many people logging in all the time for world buffs, that we had a lot of different folks, like different guilds and different people. And if they didn't get along inside their guilds, they could take a break from them and come raid with us in the GDKP for a week and get their lockout on a character and make some money in those GDKPs during Vanilla Classic. What a time, man. What a time. BC, I'm moving again, and I'm like, you guys, you know, the guild's made, have at it. Have fun in phase 1. I probably won't be able to play until phase 2. And that more or less turns out to be the case. I come back leveling the warrior. Guilds growing slowly. We're getting friends together. We're finding people, and we're just having fun. A lot of Karazhan, and a lot of dungeons, and a lot of rep grinding, and a lot of helping each other. We got into a situation where we needed people for Gruul, and we had to make a decision. When at that exact same moment, it was a group of 15 or maybe a little less, who were like, hey, our guild kind of fell apart during Nax, and we're kind of just all stragglers, and we're looking for a decent place to bring our home. And name the real apotheosis, I think, started when Catchy and crew all came through. And looking back, I just see lots of raid nights where we were able to joke and have fun and do really well at the game. Presence and the way I do things was challenged, and there was a lot of growth there. There was a lot of change that had to happen just for the sake of other people, so that they could succeed. And I had to learn how to be encouraging instead of disparaging. To do it without officers and to do it without management, so to speak, was tough, because that was the original idea. You know, we're friends and we discuss things openly, but I am proud of specific moments. You know, I'm proud of what we were able to achieve with quite a handicap sometimes, like 22 manning bash pre-nerf. If I could go back and change things, of course I would now, knowing what I know. I wish that I could have been there to finish it. Things fell through for me personally with the Greek restaurant. I had to go back and forth with that. I made decent money when we were working together, and then I made no money when it wasn't working out, and the guy ended up owing me money, and he went to jail, and so the opportunity came up to go rafting. And I had no idea what whitewater rafting even really was. I had never done it. Just went out there and started training and figured it out. And in the midst of that training, I was still raiding and coming home The training was Saturday, Sundays, and I would come home Sunday completely destroyed, just physically. It's tough. It's a really tough thing to learn to do. And we made it work throughout the training, but then when the season was about to begin, there was just this pressure from the company for me to be up there 5 days a week and to be staying overnight Sunday, and that just did not work with our raid schedule. And I tried probably 5 or 6 times to change the raid night, and it just wasn't going to happen. The only thing left is for me to not be an irresponsible leader. I cannot be the guy who doesn't show up. I cannot be a GM and not be here. It's not right. If you want to find me, you can find me. The character name is Kukos backwards, and I'm going to be leveling in the next couple of weeks and just enjoying it slowly. The world's in a crazy place. The world's sliding. Then let's see, because this could be a really nice chapter, you know, making more videos about Death Knight, sharing information, learning about the class, and doing it, experiencing Wrath a different way. I was a Shadow Priest most of the time. It's kind of like a blank slate, and that feels pretty good, you know, leveling a brand new class for myself, learning about it, figuring out how to do it right. That's going to be fun. That kind of gets me excited, and that's good. It's been hard to be excited about things lately, to be honest. But rafting season's ending. Time is back on my side. Selling more coffee. So I'd like to extend my gratitude to the people who have been interested, the people who have followed along. I didn't even know that Wrath dropped on the 26th of September. I learned that 5 days ago when people from the guild reached out to me just to say hi. Shout out to F and Lorg, Heels, and Dorback. Give this 18-minute queue time to percolate, and then I'll get back in the game.